Monsieur Hulot, subtlest of all comic screen characters, or Jacques Tati, actor, film director, creator of Hulot. There is little to choose between them. Jacques Tati, like Hulot, lives his life at his own pace. Over a period of 20 years, while most top film directors would have made at least 20 films, Tati has completed only 3, Jour de Fête, Monsieur Hulot's Holiday, and Mon Oncle. For his latest film, Playtime, he's built his own fictional motor-age city on a barren hilltop just outside Paris. Tati and his cameraman Jean Bardel showed Tempo how it worked.
And this is the first part of the picture, and it's the same sequence.
First, the ground was like this, you see? All like this. So we clean it up, and then we stop. Maybe it's pretty, I don't know. Who knows?
We make this town in 3 months. 3 months with a big building and a big office, and the story, the picture.
Here you can have a camera here, all the action here, and behind you have the background, you have all the cars. Now if you took the other shot on the other way, so like this, you still got your car coming here, traffic lights, red for the car stopping, and then you got your shot.
It's a very big problem for we and for the director to make the comedy, to make an action, same time and inside and outside.
Now, for the moment, we're not shooting here with cars, but when it's packed of cars, it's really, doesn't look so natural now at the moment.
At the same time, we want to work in town. With the people, it's not possible to shoot all the time with the people behind and before the camera. And here it is our town. This is our Tativille.
Tati, again like Hulot, manages to isolate himself. Even then, the outside world does sometimes intrude.
You start the picture, you have everybody against you. So you have that problem with the workers. You have the problem with the bank. You have the problem with yourself. And you feel just alone with that big thing.
With Playtime, Tati has gone out on a limb, taking more risks than ever before. He's spending more money. He's using the most expensive tool of his trade, 70mm film. He's been shooting for over a year and hasn't finished yet. And still his backers are keeping their distance. In a world where profit is all, Tati is unique.
What can I do for Tati? He's really a man extraordinary, that's all. That's all.
Parlez français, you have to
Really, what can he makes maybe 4 films in 20 years, but it's enough for him.
Boys, I have an idea. Come on, give me the thing. Give me that beer. Attention que ça faudra mettre un petit truc ici pour pas qu'il se fasse mal. Hein.
Non, je ne touche pas.
Vous voulez vous mettre le...
Je ne touche pas, oui, je touche pas.
Voilà. Le chef, l'empereur de la cuisine française.
Française.
Quoi?
Garde à vous.
Yeah. L'empereur de la cuisine très française.
You come to New York with us.
Most of the time you find people, you see them, they say, oh, I was obliged to do that picture, and they don't like the picture they have done. Well, I've done 3 pictures. I like my picture like a painter. Even if you're a bad painter, you like your painting.
What I like about it most, I think, is the way he builds his shots. The way he takes a person, puts them in, then takes another person, puts them in, makes them move. And he starts with the foreground, second ground, up till he gets practically 100 yards away, and everything is perfectly timed and in a certain rhythm, and he builds life this way.
Tati is a slow worker. He only shoots 1 or 2 scenes a day. But in every scene, numerous things happen, each equally important, each requiring careful rehearsal. In every case, he meticulously takes the actor through the part, improvising as he goes along.
Yes. No. You were doing... and that is sound. The real character.
He shows you the movements so sort of clearly several times that when it comes to doing them, you literally have to do what he does.
I have had a problem because I write a story, I direct, and then I'm not. I don't know why I start to play in the picture, so I'm a little bit prisoner of that. But I would like much better to direct the other people than to play myself.
But do you enjoy playing in it?
Not so much.
Yeah.
No, when they start to put the makeup and thing, I hate it. It's silly, but I mean, I like to go on the street and find people and say, my God, I have character in that picture. You kiss me, I'm sure, because they are so natural, you see, and real characters. I have waiters, and one is happy, one is sad, one is real characters.
Like real people?
Yeah.
But I...
Tempo followed Tati as he built up a scene for his film. The story of Playtime is simply about a package tour of foreigners deposited at Orly Airport, Paris. There to meet them is a guide. He is, of course, Monsieur Hulot. In this scene, Hulot, having shepherded his tour into a nightclub, is now having difficulty controlling them after they've been drinking. One of his customers in particular is past reading his map of Paris. The map has in fact slipped to the floor, and he's determinedly following the markings of a marble pillar.
You come there. When I put my pipe here, you see, then the camera see very, very well.
Shall I let the paper drop
No,
before?
not at the beginning. See. Then after you're done, you light the paper. Voilà. Bon. Tirez un petit peu la colonne sur monsieur. No, stay exactly at your place where you were before. Là. Bon. Come a little bit closer to the... Yes. And a little bit on your right. There. Bon. Gérard. Là. Deuxième.
But this is not all, for Hulot is distracted from his map reading by another of his party collapsing at the bar.
You know, we live with him, and so to me, running to get a tie for somebody, that's Tati and that's the day, but what's really interesting, it's his building of the shots. Because the timing in a comedy is so special. I think completely different than serious. Because it's something where life becomes comic just on the, we call it a soupçon. You know, it's just a feeling, half a second, and it's comedy, and on the other side, it's no good. And he has a feeling of that. He knows exactly where you can look, and that's exaggerated, but when you can look and make it real.
To get the reality he's after, Tati has no time for professional actors. In playtime, he uses a juggler, a flower seller, and an au pair girl. To play the tourists, he chose the wives of servicemen from a nearby American base.
He picked us. We didn't know who he was. He picked us. He liked you, you had character. He doesn't go for beauty so much as he does character. You know, and you have to be, it's a comedy, you have to be funny, you have to be happy. So he picks us. And you want to be in a movie?
We always
You're in
wear
a movie.
flowered hats.
And we
must wear
all
flowered hats.
Americans wear the flowered hats. That's our symbol. The only thing is those hats, we had them on with raincoats. And I have the same hat on now with the evening dress, only it's turned around. I wore it backwards before, and now it's right.
We're supposed to be a group of Americans invading Paris. Isn't that what it is?
Yeah.
And then we run into, it's the guide, I believe, that he takes us around all these different places. But it's been quite an experience, it really has. And he wants all amateurs, and he's got a bunch in us.
Tati may choose anybody. The drunken Englishman in the nightclub scene came to France to show Tati one of his own films. He got hired.
Anyway, I don't want to tell you that I can give you a lot of ideas, but what is important is I can tell you what you mustn't do, because I already have taught myself. But anyway, you can stay with us here, it doesn't matter.
Thank you very much.
No, I mean, if you... I make after the drugstore, if you are in Paris, then you can still come and work with us.
Thank you, sir. I'm grateful.
Because then you see how the way we make gags and the situation. Yes?
Thank you.
That's all right.
We never know from...
You know,
So
there's been
amazed me.
times when they've called us all, and the whole busload's out there to get on this bus, and they'll cancel it. So we all come home.
Go back and wash clothes.
But you know, we're all the
Scrub
type, we don't
floors.
have a job anyway, and really, it's just a matter of our time. And
Outside.
it's fine.
Oh, well, television is okay. We can discuss. Okay, you are not ordered for tomorrow, except if Valerie Camille comes for shooting. So if Valerie Camille is available tomorrow, you're shooting too.
Tati, like Hulot, is preoccupied with the problems of the individual surviving in modern surroundings. Mon Oncle is about Hulot coping with a modern house full of gadgets and appliances. The villain in Playtime, on the other hand, is a modern city. Tati had the idea for this film when he was traveling the world launching Mon Oncle. He came to realize that every city in the world now looks the same. The airport, the tourist office, the supermarket, the drugstore, all the same.
Everything is too well, organized. To give you an example, I think that will be more what I did try to do with my picture. You take Orly at 8 o'clock in the morning. There is few people. The hostess is military thinking. Everything is organized, that the people work straight. Now, somebody come and the umbrella pull down. Flip. In that big set, all the people look, and because it's not made for that umbrella to be on the floor, you see? It's everything organized, perfect, except that little umbrella. So I think that now it's that dimension for the comic, because if you come to a small little shop and you have your umbrella going down, won't make any people laugh. But in Orly, the people laugh. Because I don't know, because it's a dimension that we're living now. And I think that is very important.
You say that you don't like to use close-ups.
Now, the way the people talk about my picture, they know the picture, they know the people. They're being introduced to the people. I didn't show them the nose because maybe if it's too close up, they will see the nose. And maybe it's not the nose that they want to see. Maybe it's the way the man hands or the feet. And the people, for myself, are much more funny with their legs. Because the way they walk, the way when a man is very busy, you can't see on the face that he's very busy. But if he starts to go all around like this, you know that he has to find something very fast. If a man try to he has forgot his paper, you start to, if at that moment you have the face, so you are obliged to show what the one has trying to get something, then you cut, you took another hand trying to get something else, and I don't think it's moving.
What about the music in your film? It's very important for the film.
I mean, yes, it is, because my pictures are more visual. The dialogue is not so important, and you have to have the music to create the atmosphere. And same thing in the music hall. You come with your act and you give the music to the orchestra, because otherwise it will be very quiet.
So in fact, your films are really like music hall in that you don't have to understand the language of the film.
Sometimes you have not to understand anything. But this is I don't know, sometimes they don't understand. They say, why? You see, I know it because I don't say I'm a special case because I write the stories, but it's funny because people, or they like the way I shoot my pictures, and then they come to see it, and maybe sometimes 2 or 3 times. I find a lot of people who say, I saw your picture 3 times. And I can understand also that some leave the cinema after half an hour and they don't, because they don't like that kind of comedy, you see.
No, I've asked you why you don't like acting in films.
I want to be free. And I think that I will not be free. I would think that somebody will direct me, you see. And that I don't like it very much. That's why we learn that in a musical, because a musical act, his own boss. If he's good, he's good. If he's not good, he's not good. If he can't say, oh, I had a bad director. You play in front of the audience, and maybe one day you feel yourself in a very good mood and you're very funny. Maybe the next day you're not so funny. But I mean, that belongs to you. It's inside. It's your body. So I would like to have a director to say, would you do again to put your hands here? And no, not there, here. Not here. Yeah, now, try to talk to, can you be closer? So that I like it to do it myself. You say, I put my hands here. I know that if I have to, maybe I have to talk like this to go the other side. But I mean, it's not, I would like to have a director.
Could you make a film in some other place besides France?
Yes, I think so. I think I could make a picture in London, because, you see, it's the same thing. If I come to London, I'm sure I will find little details that the English people can't find because they are used to, see? They are used to take their car or the bus on the other ground. But if you come to another country, you feel the difference better. And what I think it's a wonderful set, London, is because a lot of people find themselves very serious in their business. I came by VEA. Now, still wonderful organization. At the end, when the plane arrives in the London airport, you have a wonderful voice of the Captain Smith. Was very happy to have you on board. The time in London is 12:25. The weather is 10 degrees, and it's just a little bit raining, but not much. And so you find yourself such in a wonderful organization that you say, my God, they're wonderful, you see. Then they opened the door, and it was no stairs. No? So we wait there for, all the people with the luggage like this, they all like this. We wait there, and because I'm quite tall and I couldn't. So we wait there at least 4 minutes. I start to laugh. No? And they say, why do you think that never happened to a French line, that the girl say? I say, the French line, you know that will happen. Yes, sure. Because the moment you arrive with the plane, you can see the way they are talking to say which one is going to bring the stairs, that you're sure that you're going to wait 4 minutes. But here, it's a little bit surprised.
You say that you like to have people laugh when they're in the cinema. What do you want them to think when they come out of one of your films?
Well, you see, when you open the door and you hear the people laughing, that is wonderful, because and they are very nice, because after, most of the time when you meet them after, they always say thank you. I say, oh, I did laugh for 1 hour. I like to. You see, they like it. I think it's, sometimes even the doctor say that it's good for it's a good medicine. Yes, because you feel yourself different. You laugh, it's important.
Do you want them to think anything?
If of course, I like when a few important people say, I did find in your picture that and that and that. That makes me happy, because I, like a painter, you see, who will make a painting, and if the man understands it very well and say, yes, but I like you because it's not exactly the finish of the day, but it's I feel the atmosphere. If they understand, I feel better than just the people say, well, I did laugh much.
How would you, if you were going to describe Jacques Tati, how would you describe yourself?
That you have to ask my friends. I mean,
But no, how would you describe yourself? I mean, as a director, a writer, a clown, a juggler?
Now, you ask, that's what she say. Huh?
That's what she said. And what do you say?
Well, I don't know, but she say, yes.